So we're walking down here from the WHO building towards the UN headquarters here in Geneva, and I noticed this mural here on the wall outside that looked a bit creepy. I kind of got like Denver airport vibes from this. You have the owl, which is usually occult, using occult symbolism, with the Bohemian Grove, among other things. And I noticed as well this guy here with the WHO symbol, or the snake symbol, carrying people away. Another one here carrying a woman as well. I kind of get like a very creepy feeling that the UN, they're supposed to be like this world government that watches over people, kind of
driving force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you make of it?
No, you were absolutely right, Peter, to point out the symbolism of the owl, and you mentioned Bohemian Grove. In general, across Freemasonry, it's a very common symbol.
Yeah.
And as you said, also generally in the occult. But no, absolutely, the mural itself does have creepy vibes.
Yeah.
And supposedly, according to the artist and the UN and the press releases surrounding the mural, it was all about showcasing the diversity of the world, and how we had a mission, a collective mission to come to the aid of all peoples across the world. Again, very lofty ideals.
It sounds nice,
it
but
sounds nice.
It just seems like a cover for a more sinister thing in reality, you know.
Like the UN itself and like the WHO itself, 100%. They use all these positive terms to hide something that is much darker underneath. And this was made in 2009. From what I just saw online. So, you know, looking back, that was only, 14 years ago, but looking back way before, even at the inception of all these organizations, it's always been the case, trying to promote world peace. The fresco, the title of the fresco is actually a fresco for world peace. Yeah. And it's always been the same narrative from the start.
Yeah. And also, I don't know if I just saw something that looks, I don't know if I'm seeing it wrong, does that look like a guy with wings, perhaps? Like angel-like, supposed to be on that image right there, perhaps? Like carrying...
Savior
like
type.
Like the WHO or the saviors lifting people away.
Yeah.
And of course we know that they aren't. I mean, you have your shirt, which is based off the WHO symbol, but in a more real kind of way, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's more accurate, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. They're here to hurt us, not to save us.
Yeah.
As I've been saying the past few days.
Yeah, and you have your website as well, wehurtothers.com.
Yes.
Where people can...
Yeah, wehurtothers.com is specifically about the WHO.
Yeah.
Also one of the key institutions of the United Nations, and with my friend Nick Cerruti, who is also based here in Geneva, we wanted to just compile and create a repository where everybody can educate themselves on the WHO, the real side of the WHO.
Which we will talk a lot more about later when we sit down for a longer interview.
Yes.
We will be heading down towards the lake for a little bit more cooler weather. It's quite warm here.
And a bench so we can sit down and discuss things more comfortably.
Exactly.
And maybe away from these bad vibes. Although they're more or less everywhere in Geneva, to be fair. But we'll find a nice
I think they actually have the WH flag down there where we're going to sit as well. So we'll see that as well.
Yeah, Geneva is heavily promoting the WHO and its agenda across the city, so you'll be able to see all the flags that are up in the center of the town as well. Yeah. Cool. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Yeah, so even the League of Nations had a health organization, which is actually the predecessor to the World Health Organization we know today under the UN. And even then, that body was driven by so-called foundations and philanthropic vehicles. I mean, specifically, we're talking about the Rockefeller Foundation here. And they were the driving force behind the League of Nations health organization back then. I came across certain correspondence, from 1922 between a director of the Rockefeller Foundation International Health Board, stating that we needed to recognize the limitations of nation states in dealing with certain health matters of an international nature. So the narrative 101 years ago from that correspondence that I found was exactly the same as the narrative that they're using today, stating that these so-called health emergencies and these so-called pandemics show that there needs to be international coordination and there needs to be a supranational body like the WHO in order to manage, respond, prepare, prevent. They have all these terms, these types of crises. And you look at the WHO documentation today and it's all about this, and we can go into that a bit more during our conversation.